Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
Nanu, fans of fantasy fiction and tossers of dice, and welcome to Fumble Through!
Fumble through!
A podcast that keeps accidentally buying miniatures even though we haven't painted the ones we already have. Welcome to the Fumble Factory, a place where some of our dreams become realities and some of our realities become dreams. Thanks for joining Lindsay, Luke, Brett, and myself as we continue to play this game that has over the years consumed our lives like a necromancer in a graveyard. If you like what we do, remember...
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or send us messages. We got a Facebook group where we have a little bit of a community going where you can chat and look at D&D memes. It's good fun.
It'd be awesome if people could get on Apple Podcasts and write a little review for us as well. That'd help a whole heap. It's become a tradition that we begin every show by talking about something geek-related, and this week is no exception. If you have something you'd like to hear us talk about, contact us on social media, all that stuff that Lindsay just talked about. And don't forget that we like to post each week's question on our Facebook page so you can join the discussion and add your answers. They're probably better than our answers anyway. This week's topic of conversation is, what do you do when the character build is strong, but the dice just never go your way? I'm just asking for a friend.
What do you mean the dice don't go your way?
Well, when you roll
we
a
had-
die roll.
I think we had 45 minutes of it last episode.
Just covering
Well,
the
the episode
dice up
before.
so they can't hear this conversation.
Yeah, what do you do? What's the answer to that? How do you recover? Like Luke and I had a full fight where neither of us could roll any. It was horrid.
There's an assumption there that the first part of the question was correct, that you have an effective character.
I've made effective characters before.
So I'm a big role player, and to me, it doesn't matter what the dice roll because that's the moment. Like it's fate deciding what happens, right? So to me, you roll with the punches.
Well, what if those punches result in you never hitting something and dying in combat every time you roll a character up?
Hang on, you mean like a set of dice in a sequence of games rather than just one sitting?
Yeah, I'm just talking about I roll shit. Like I've literally begun to create characters where you don't have to roll. So that
That's the way.
yeah, so that my rolling does not affect my ability to play a game.
Statistically, that's untrue. I wonder if that's more your outlook, pessimist, optimist outlook, that you are hanging on to the poor rolls, or that your good rolls are in moments where they're ineffective for, like, you'll do a perception check that isn't required,
Oh, hell yeah.
and that's when the good rolls come out. But you waste them all in the poor moments. So
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a perception check. I'm your man. Swing at an orc, dead.
Well, I think the answer is quite clear really here. Just buy more dice.
Yeah.
You can never have too many.
Do they have to be bought?
I wouldn't recommend stealing them.
Yeah, or making your own. Oh, you've made some out of wool today, Lindsay.
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of making my own dice.
I just
getting
thought-
the
I mean-
molds and the
Oh, no.
resin, and that'll be it. You'd never see me
I
again.
mean, maybe there's some dice makers out there that can say these dice are really good and
Try them out.
yeah, we're
I
happy
will
to give them a go.
happily take donations of dice. Absolutely no problem.
Has anyone here ever played a White Wolf game in the White Wolf system, like Vampire the Masquerade?
No.
So part of that is that you roll to soak damage. So when somebody attacks you, you roll the damage and then the other person rolls to see how much of that damage you can soak.
Oh, that's cool.
I cannot play the White Wolf system at all. It's just, I'll roll to, I'm dead.
So you roll high on those games.
So no, I roll terribly because I roll so badly. I never soak damage.
So
All the
explain that to
damage
me.
goes
They
through.
roll, say, let's say, for argument's sake, and I know it's probably not these dice, but like 66, and
Yep.
you roll 66.
Say you've got a damage of 66 and I've got a soak of 3d6. I'll roll my 3d6 and then if they roll above a 4 or a 5, for example, then I soak the damage and that damage doesn't go through. So only, so you have to roll above a certain
So
thing.
what I'm hearing you say
I'm
there is
damaging an entire rule system that I haven't played for a long time.
On those games, you roll high, which is bad.
No, on those games, I still
It
can't
needs to
roll.
roll a 4 or a 5 to not get hit.
with you now. Okay.
I still can't roll. I can't play that entire system because they are
Does it-
opposed dice rolls.
It's not a reflection on the system itself.
No, it's a reflection on me and my ability
This
to
has
roll
kind of
dice.
become like a dice psychology session.
Yeah.
Now, Justin,
Tell me about the dice's mother.
does it happen if you have to roll high? If you have to roll low, do you always roll high? Is it a particular bad roll, or is it you just have terrible luck and you can't roll?
In
Also, his
com-
dice are in the wrong time zone. Is that what you're suggesting?
Maybe, yeah.
Right.
Maybe if he goes over to UK, he's suddenly like,
Oh, okay. It's like a Coriolis effect. I'm rolling Northern Hemisphere dice in the
Maybe
Southern Hemisphere.
maybe you hold your dice upside down.
What if you reverse the numbers on the dice? If the 1 was actually the 20 and the 20 was the 1,
I just rolled a 2.
you would be 19?
No, I just rolled a 19. That is 2. Right now, I'll roll magnificently. I will roll. I
didn't.
guarantee you, I rolled a 19, and then I'll roll a natural
Keep
1,
Oh.
8. But in that combat we had with
Mm.
Reg,
Mm.
I couldn't roll above a 10. I could not roll above a
Well,
10.
I just like to think that Reg played a very good psychological game there. I just,
What
He is
I'm hearing,
shy at the beginning, not really wanting to step in.
hustled was what I
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is you need a different game to play. But if someone out there is got some time on their hands, go back through the rest of our episodes, count how many crits and fumbles, and let's see who's actually got the worst rolls.
They'll be easy to spot. 'Cause
I
Justin
actually
does
think
get
it's
very.
Reg. I actually reckon Luke rolls terribly worse than you do.
Yeah, it's true. I do roll pretty badly with this character for sure.
I do have a reputation outside of this room in the Pathfinder Society as being one of the worst rollers at those amongst many people. There's multiple tables that play on those nights, and I am regarded as one
That
of the
was a-
worst rollers.
It's no
Very
doubt you're both shit.
unabashed name drop there, wasn't it? I play for the Pathfinder Society.
I think it's a badge of honor.
Not with Brian Blessed.
Yeah, I just managed to go.
That was my best work.
Yeah, I just managed to.
alive.
I play for Pathfinder.
You mean you're not part of an open community
Come, Pepper.
that invites everybody to come and play?
Not since COVID. No.
No, they don't. Anyway, let's not start on that.
Now everyone's sad.
Everybody is sad.
Oh.
So if anyone does have time to do that back catalogue, I've got some filing that needs doing. And like, if you're into that inane kind of bullshit work, my socks need sorting.
Oh no. Oh, gross. Not the stiff ones. So where we last left it, you had just exited a certain pub. Who can tell me what the name of the pub was?
Brett.
Everyone takes 2 steps back.
The gallows? Are we in the gallows?
Are you in the gallows?
I know there were 30 people in the bar. The bar owner was called Nelson. Had to give it away. Ship's wheel. The ship's wheel.
The ship's wheel. He finally got there after a little while.
I do take notes. I just don't read them.
Thanks for reminding me of the name of that bar. That was a little test. Like, I spelt it wrong on purpose. See if you'd catch me out. So last time we played, we had a magnificently awesome drinking competition that decided who would be the new owner of the ship's wheel. Now, as soon as you had left the ship's wheel, a figure had arrived or had come out of the mist for you.
Sleep strike.
I don't know that it works. Elves are immune to sleep and magical slumber. Doesn't work on them.
That was a joke anyway.
Here's an interesting question.
We already had that discussion.
What rule
last
set are
time.
you playing?
They are.
Yeah, elves don't sleep.
Elves don't sleep. They're immune to magical sleep.
I don't know if they're immune to them.
They are.
Are they?
A slumber or a sleep spell does not work.
Oh, everyone's
Look at-
reaching for the rules,
Oh,
apart from me, because I
yeah.
don't read them.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch them all go, oh.
I feel like I've placed now. I'm
that's
going to grab the
interesting.
phone just so I look like I'm doing
I
it.
can't be bothered looking it up.
It's actually,
It just means we're going to be fighting a lot of elves from
it's
now
also
on.
true. Yep. Totes wicked good.
It's all right. We're going to be fighting loads of 4-legged creatures by the time I get any.
How many of you out
Four-legged
there
elves.
are
Oh, we're going to be
reaching
fighting those spider drow people.
Nice.
immune to magic sleep effects and +2 racial bonus saving throw on enchantment spells and effects?
Oh,
A +2 racial boner.
who would have thought that I knew some rules?
So to beat us as a group, all you
Off.
need is four-legged elves, and Flopsy will eventually kill themselves with AoE damage.
And the rest of you.
Flopsy's never damaged himself with anything.
Yeah, you have. I think. Oh no, you never damage yourself because you're immune to fire, or you have a fire resistance.
He can take all the splash back he wants.
Ow.
Oh, matron.
So coming out of the mist, you see an elf, the same elf that you saw with the cleric Bulkutha, and she runs up to you and she says, "Please, members of the White Night Watch, you need to come with me, please."
Can I just say before you carry on, I'm impressed you managed to remember the actual accent that you used for that character.
I remember all my accents. 'cause
All of them?
I'm embodying this person.
Yeah, what are you talking about? There's an actual elf in the room. Jesus. What seems to be the problem? I can't remember what we talked about last time before we finished.
Please, you must come with me to the Inn of the No Hope. Bull Clutha needs your help. Please, come. And
Sense
she
motive.
Yes.
Can I assist with that?
You can't assist. On
You can
sense
run your own
motive.
sense motive.
Every time.
All right, I'll run my in then. Fine, stuff you.
5.
Oh, wow. That was together and a high five. That's unlike you two. Usually it's like, oh, yeah. She is telling the truth. She just wants you to come to the Inn of No Hope. She's come out of the mist. She's found you. She's saying, please come. Bull Clutha needs your help.
Okay.
Come, quick.
Yeah, we'll go. The reason I'm sensing motive is how the fuck did she find us?
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
In the middle of a mist.
Yeah.
She followed the bodies.
Scorch marks.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm just like, I understand it's probably a story plot point, but it just seemed weird. We're in a magical mist-filled city,
Mm-hmm.
and it just, I was a bit suspicious.
Elves are immune to mist.
Now you're just being silly.
And they get a +2 racial boner.
Please come. We must go. Quick. Bull Clutha needs you.
Lead the way.
And she leads you down the street a little bit to the Inn of No Hope. It's sort of towards the back of Dock Hollow, against the wall that leads back into the greater area of Absalom. You see a old rundown kind of house. You can see that people have taken care of it, if that makes sense, but it's still decrepit. Like they've done what they can to make it functional. But of course, nobody's given it a lick of paint for a while. You can see parts of it are sagging, and as much work as you can do on what would otherwise be a hovel or a shanty is sitting there, and it's got a big sign on it that says "Inn of No Hope."
We enter the inn.
As you walk inside the hospice, a dozen or so ragtag people sleep on seaweed bagged beds. So you can see beds made of seaweed. It smells awesome because of that, as you can imagine. Bull Clutha wanders around the room looking after residents. You see him crouched down talking to a lady on top of her seaweed bed. He sees you come in and he turns to you and he says, "Hail and welcome, members of the Night Watch." And as soon as the words Night Watch is said, you see 3 or 4 guys just in the corner jump up and start heading for the door. And he says, "They want nothing. Relax. They're just visitors. Unofficially, right?"
Sure.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
got the flair?
Does that mean we can have a drink?
I eye these guys that are heading for the door, up and down.
Aye.
Captain.
He is at the docks.
I am the captain. I am captain of the Night's Watch.
Bull Clutha looks at you for a second and there's a moment of a bit of tension and the guys kind of sit back down on their seaweed beds and they kind of relax back. In the back corner, you can also see Theodore, the chum man, who is sitting in the back corner, just resting at the moment. Bull Clutha says, "Come, please. Thank you for coming. I'm very happy that you are here. I have a big problem. This is the Inn of No Hope. This is where all of the people who need our help, they come." And you can see looking around that the indigents of the street people who have nowhere else to turn have come here for a place to sleep and maybe a little bit of bread. You can see a meager soup on the hearth, just kind of the smell of that coming through. And it's a pretty pitiful sight to behold. He says to you, please come. I need your help. I need your help. And he moves you over to where a man is sleeping. Next to the man, there's a small cat that's just sleeping beside. "This is a peculiar case. Take a look at this man, please." And you see that there's a young man that's lying on his side, the black cat curled underneath his arm. The man obviously has a big gash on his forehead. The bandage is fresh with blood. The cat's fur is matted also with blood, and it appears to be sleeping. The cat wears a strange collar with runes engraved in the leather. And Bull Clutha says to you, "This man was brought in by 2 people. They did not know who he is. They just said that they found him. I used my last spell to heal him with the power of Istishia. However, I do not have anything for this cat, and I am worried that perhaps if this poor beast does not get some healing, that it will perish through the night. Please, can you assist?"
So you're the only person that can heal in this temple.
"Right now, I'm the only person that can heal anywhere around here."
Can I have a look at the cat's collar and see what I can
Yep.
make other runes?
Yes, you certainly can.
What check would you like to make, Mr. DM?
Do you have a linguistics skill?
No. What about read magic?
It's not magic.
Oh.
Do you detect magic on them?
Sure.
Okay, you kind of cast a detect magic. Bullclutha looks at you with a little bit of puzzlement, but nothing actually pings magical. So
Well, I don't have any spells, so, I can't do anything.
Can I do a heal check on the cat?
Oh, actually, sorry, I'm wrong. Something does ping magical. The dagger at the man's side, so the injured man with the gash on his forehead, actually glows magical.
I take it out and have a look at it.
Why are you taking his belongings?
Why is he armed at a hospital?
It is his dagger. We do not need to disarm him.
It's just pinging magical. I'm just making sure it's not cursed
You
or something.
cannot take that from him. That
I'm
is
not
his
taking it. I'm
belongings.
part of the watch. I'm just checking it out, making sure there's nothing wrong about this. I haven't seen a man with a magical dagger and a cat with a ruined collar here in these parts. I'm just double checking it. It's been a rough night. I'm not taking any standards. And I just check out the dagger. And can I make a spell trial?
Yep.
14.
On a 14, yeah, it's just a magical dagger.
Okay. I'd put it at his feet.
It does talk to some amount of resource that he's got a weapon of this kind of quality. Do you know who this man is?
No, I do not know who he is.
Any of the other patients in here?
No.
Well, that's an interesting dilemma.
Can I do a heal check?
Yeah, on the man?
What was the concern? The cat or the man?
I believe that perhaps if we heal this cat, we might find a little bit more about this man.
Okay, let's check the cat out then. A heal check of 23.
23. The cat's unconscious.
Oh.
You can't give me any information on hit points?
No.
So I'm going to attempt to rebuke death on the cat
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to assume if it's in it looks bad, right?
It's unconscious.
Well, then it's got to be
Not dead,
Yeah.
unconscious.
Okay, so
What does rebuke death do?
rebuke death. You can touch a living creature as a standard action, healing it 1d4 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Come on, 4.
How many times can you do that a day?
5.
Wow.
That's his domain power.
4. Booyah!
No, you didn't.
Yeah, legit.
Oh, they're not Justin Starters.
That's right.
Also, it should be a 3 when it comes to Luke's.
Yeah.
Is it 3 the proper man? The cat, you can see the wounds on the cat start to knit together, and whatever has damaged this cat or hurt the cat seems to be knitting. You see some of its ribs actually pop out a little bit as if the cat has actually been hit by something pretty substantial. Bullclutha looks at you and goes, perhaps you could do the same for this man.
Okay. Same thing?
Yep.
Let's go.
While you're doing that, I'm going to pat the man down a bit more.
2 for that one, unfortunately.
Oh.
A 2
He's got to
makes-
be below 0 hit points for this to work.
He still is below 0.
Okay, cool. No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm just making sure you're not going to attribute any. Yeah.
The man's eyes begin to flicker a little bit and he kind of starts to move. At the same time, the cat stands straight up where the cat is and moves straight to the door of the Inn of No Hope. It looks around the door and starts scratching at the door as if it needs to get out. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Meow. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Meow. It's trying its desperate heart to get out of the door. The man kind of, where am I?
You're in the Inn of No Hope. Can I just say that's a really shitty name for a hospital? It should be like the Inn of Some Hope, or
really
Inn
have
of Hope.
lowered the expectations, haven't they?
It might boost the morale of everyone in here a
I'm
bit.
not sure that this is something that we should be discussing.
You talk to this fella. I'm going to go get that cat.
It's just scratching at the door.
Flopsy goes
scratching.
to pick
It
the
comes,
cat up.
It comes, as soon as you come near it, it runs at you and kind of claws at your leg and then picks up and then goes back to the door and looks at you. Looks
Can I
back
pick it
at
up?
you. You can pick it up, but it's just struggling to
Going
get out of your arms.
Going to open the front door.
And
I sleep strike the cat.
as you sleep strike the cat.
Yep. Before, if I think I'm going to open the door, I sleep strike the cat.
All right.
Will save, please.
The cat does not fall asleep. All that talk, natural 20.
There we go. When it counts.
See, natty 20. Yep. Okay.
When it
And
counts.
the-
Right.
And then I guess you open the door because you did say you're going to do that.
I wasn't going to open the door. I was
All right.
going to move to look like I'm opening the door to see if the cat calms down or not. But I'm not going to do
The
it.
cat's trying to jump out of your arms, scratching at you and kind of looking at the door, and it's getting more and more frantic to try and get out of the door.
Does this cat look anything like anything that we saw with the little girl with the wand and turning everything to animals?
Well, there were certainly plenty of animals around at the time. Most of those were farm animals, but
Okay, cool.
definitely
So,
could be part of that.
are you okay?
Bull Cluther's leaning over him, kind of checking him over. Where am I? Where am I?
You're in the Inn of No Hope. It's a hospital in the docks.
Oh, and no hope. Oh, what brought me here?
You're injured.
Oh,
We don't know. We're hoping you could tell us. There's a cat with you that was injured as well.
a cat. Oh,
And now it's trying to run away.
oh, where's it trying to go?
Outside.
Oh, perhaps we should let it out then.
Do you know this cat?
No.
Are you okay, sir?
I'm what?
Ask him his name.
What's your name, sir?
I don't know. I can't recall. I can't recall. Perhaps
Pull out your wallet and check your license.
you kind of he pats himself down. There's no coin purse on him. There's
No papers.
none of that kind of stuff.
Blue Clutha. Are you okay to watch this guy while we let the cat out and quickly follow it?
Did you just call him Blue Cluther because you don't
Blue
like blue?
Fucking blue. Bull Clutha. Shut up. It's hard to say Bull Clutha in an Irish accent.
Well, you don't think that's true, Bull Cluther? It's kind of not.
It's
So you said it too.
Difference between Northern
Pierre.
and Southern Ireland.
It's
accent.
It's Bull
Pierre says
Clutha.
Bull Cluther. It's not that hard.
It's a TV show.
It's not that hard.
Blue Cluther.
Anyway,
Bull Cluther.
Bull Clutha. Are you able to watch this lad while we go? I want to follow this cat to see if
Perhaps this cat will give us some type of clue as to where he is.
But we
Quick,
can't-
on your feet, man. On your feet. Come. And he gets the man
Let's
up.
all go together.
And
Great.
he kind of
Yep,
picks up the
cool.
dagger and looks at you pointedly and hands it back to him.
It was just making sure
And,
he
he-
wanted to stab us.
and whatever you've taken off him, Flopsy, he kind of you did say you were patting him down.
I was checking for papers because he was unconscious to see who he was.
And do you open the door?
Yep.
The cat
Holding the cat in my hands, very,
the
very
cat
firmly.
is struggling so much
Yeah.
that it would be clawing you.
Hand wrapped through
It
the
would
collar.
be- It would not.
We could scruff it because, like, when you scruff a cat, they go to sleep.
No, you've already tried that. And resisted.
Oh, it's an elvish cat.
And the cat is in your arm. I don't know if you've ever held a cat that doesn't want to be held before, but it is nigh on impossible without actually causing
That's why you scruff
damage
it.
to the cat right now. So, and the Bull Cluther looks at
Uh-huh.
you, and you can see people actually visibly getting distressed.
You're Flopsy. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Okay, on your marks, get set, go.
And the cat lands on its back and dies.
Well, that's that done. You're welcome, Bull Cluther. On our way.
Like
death.
like any good cat, it lands on its feet, and as soon as that door opens, it darts out of the Inn of No Hope. It gets onto the street and it stops there and waits for you and turns around.
Oh, it's like Lassie.
See it kind of, and you see its tail shoot
What's
up,
that,
and
girl?
its tail's flipping.
Little Johnny's down the well.
You mean skip? Come on, you're Australian. What's the matter with you?
True.
It kind of looks back at you and then runs at you and it claws a bit and then runs down the street a little bit. This is where a sense motive check would be excellent.
I think it hates Mondays. I got 11.
5. I'm staying with the 5.
4.
Even on those pitiful rolls, you get the sense the cat wants you to follow it.
Come. What's your name? What should we call this other dude?
What about Bert?
Bert.
Quick.
Let's go, Bert. Come on, Bull Cluther, you coming too?
I must stay here.
Right.
Of course
Well-
you must. Come on, Pierre.
Fill out the discharge papers. We'll be back.
Oh, you've got this. All right, let's go.
You're going to try and get him to do as many of the accents as possible.
I'm
Yeah.
really happy
Hey.
about it. The cat starts running down the street. If you're following it, it stops every now and then to make sure that you are actually keeping on following it, but it stops and then it waits for you to catch up, and then it gets to another crossroads, stops, waits for you to catch up. Eventually, you get to a building.
Like how we're following a cat and we're being followed by a rat.
The cat leads you right up to the back alley, right to a door. And when you get to the door, you kind of see above the door, there's a picture of two beakers that are engraved on a sign just above the door, one pouring liquid into the other. And the cat scratches at the door, looking back at you.
Can I hear anything from the door?
From the door, do
Yeah,
you
from the
take
door.
a perception
Yep.
check?
Okay. 26.
You hear nothing. It's almost too silent inside.
Any lights on or anything that we can see from the inside?
You can see that there is a glow from inside, but because it's a back alley, you can't really see inside.
Can I take out my gas bow and have another stab at trying to reload it?
Sure. What are you going to do?
Shoot the cat.
Describe what it looks like. for
So
me.
the gas bow is essentially a tube with a gas cylinder on top of it. There's an opening for it where you put the ammunition in, and where the ammunition sits, it's almost like a clover leaf, a 3-sided clover leaf that is in the tube. So each arrow sits inside one of those tubes.
Okay, I see if I can like spin one of those tubes around.
Yep. As you click it in, it goes.
Oh, I think I did it. Okay, I get ready to.
It's either loaded or it's a soda stream.
Get ready to go in.
Are we going inside?
This is where the cat wants to go.
Shall we knock on the door and announce ourselves?
Can I
We
just-
are the what?
Can I
Right, Piara? Wink.
Reg is going to try and gingerly, quietly kind of just check if the door is locked or we can
The handle starts to turn. It doesn't seem to
yep.
be stopped.
Can I stealthily open the door?
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Is there a back entrance?
You think you
Hey.
might be at the back entrance. This is in an alleyway.
20 on stealth.
On a 20 stealth, you open the door quite silently. As soon as the door opens, a blue gas seems to willow straight out of the inside of whatever this place is. It envelops all of you a little bit, and you each breathe it in. You now need to make a fortitude save.
Ooh.
What are you rolling 2 dice for?
One for Piera.
Ah,
Do you want me to do one for the cat as well?
No, the cat is fine.
Nice touch with the green
I'm
one there.
dealing
Lindsay.
with the cats.
Irish.
Nice.
Flopsy, what did you get on your fortitude save?
6.
What about you, little Reg?
Natty 20, which gives me a 26 on the force.
Perfect.
Natty
Natty
20.
20 is always a pass. What did you get? Let's start with Miles,
Miles got an 18,
and Piera.
a 19 plus whatever.
So she rolled a natural 19.
Yep.
Plus 3, which is her fortitude save.
Ooh.
The first thing that happens is that, can you just roll another d20 for me, please, Luke?
Natural 1.
A natural 1.
Mm.
Flopsy and the gentleman that was following you, the unnamed Bert, I believe you started calling him,
Oh,
both fall asleep. Just boom, they hit the floor and they start to snooze. You've seen this
I've saved
before
against this.
so many times that you know it quite well. But yeah, Flopsy just falls asleep and you can see him.
so Reg turns to Miles. Miles, did you do that?
No, it wasn't me this time. I think it was the gas.
And you can see the cat just going straight into the shop. So the shop is filled with this bluish tinged gas that you all just breathed in. And the cat is dead set on getting inside.
So Reg is going to go straight up to Flopsy on the floor and slap him in the face.
Axe hand to the throat.
You slap Flopsy in the face and he's asleep.
You're a sleep expert, Miles. What do I do? Wake him up.
Well, that usually works when we've done it previously. He'll wake up eventually. We should check this out.
I'll
And
give him a
you hear
shake and another
Flopsy-
slap.
Then you hear Flopsy start moaning.
Oh, right. Here we go. You just didn't shake him hard enough.
I am a little man.
At the same time, you
You've got him by
see
the horns and you're like,
at the same time you see the other guy, Bert, as you're calling him, start to move around as well. And the cat has run straight inside of the shop.
Bert, you okay?
I think I'm okay.
Do you remember? Do you know what this place is?
I don't. What? No.
Okay, we're going to investigate. Can you just keep an eye out?
Yes.
Holler if you
On
see.
what?
Just if anyone's coming in, just give us a holler.
Okay. Who would I holler? Anyone?
Just yell. Just yell. Make lots of noise.
Okay.
Yep.
Bert's very confused.
Yes, I understand.
He's been hit in the head.
Okay, Pierre, is this okay?
What's okay?
Well, we are kind of breaking and entering, right?
What's that? What's going on? That's not normal gas. Something's in there.
Yeah, that's why we're going in to investigate, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, go.
We're not breaking in. It was locked. It wasn't locked. We just opened it.
Just entering, not breaking.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone in this town can afford locks.
Come on then, let's go.
Yep. Take the lead, Reg.
No, I thought you're the one who usually chases down the pussy.
I
Go.
would.
I think perhaps maybe we should bolster ourselves by not breathing this in.
Perhaps-
And she can see it taking a cloth out and wrapping it around her face.
If you wet the cloth, it will stop the gas coming through. Put some wet cloth, hold your breath, don't fall asleep. There's no snooze button on that gas, I'll tell you right now. And then Flopsy will grab a cloth and wrap it around his face and pour some water from his water skin onto that cloth. So
So you waterboard yourself.
Not now, Flopsy.
Miles digs through DeCass pack and probably finds a nice silken cravat or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep. And you
I'll
each,
take my bandana off.
you each start to wrap something around your mouth.
Headband,
from
should
the-
I say, not bandana. It's not what I'm wearing, it's a headband.
Like a exercise headband like in the 80s.
That would be cool. But no, more like a Daniel-san.
All right.
in, follow the cat up the stairs if there's stairs. Is there stairs? Did you say stairs?
Oh, no one mentioned
Stealthily, I'll
anything
take the
about
lead.
I thought you
I'll
said
take the lead
in-
stealthily
in and
looking
up.
in as we go. Is it dark?
It's dark inside.
Like pitch black dark?
It's not pitch black. There's a little bit of light. You can see a candle sort of glowing a little bit at the end of it inside.
Tippy,
a-
cast light.
Tippy cast light. Light cast. So you start entering into the mist-filled building. You all need to make another fortitude save for me, please. Let's do it in reverse this time. What did Piera get?
She got a 10 with the +3 from
Okay.
her fort save.
A 13. Piera falls asleep.
No, she got a 7, so I added the +3.
Oh, okay. It still falls asleep.
No modifier for the wet cloth around the mouth?
No, that's including that modifier.
Okay, cool.
She still falls asleep.
Cool,
What
cool,
did you
cool,
get,
cool, cool.
Miles?
No.
You can have a +4 for the wet cloth that is around your
I
mouth.
still don't think it's going to be enough. That is a 11.
An 11. Miles succumbs to sleep as he falls to the floor. What about you, little Reg?
With the +4, I got a 25.
You are absolutely
Oh.
fine. And Flopsy, what did you get? So, Reg, you're the only person standing. You even see that about 5 foot into this gas, you can see the cat has fallen asleep on the inside of the gas. You also, as you're looking at the cat, can see a little work table that's further into the shop, and you can see 2 feet sticking out the bottom of the work table, as if somebody's fallen down past the work table. And it's at that point you can see there's a bit of liquid on the floor and some smashed glass, but you can see 2 feet sticking out just from the edge, as if somebody's lying there about 20 feet in.
So who was directly behind me in the...
Everybody around
Would've
you
probably
just
been-
Oh.
fell asleep.
Okay, cool. So I'll slap Flopsy in the face again.
hmm You slap him in the face,
And then Miles.
and then Miles, and you both kind of rouse again. At which point you need to make another save.
Ah.
All of us?
Can,
No, just Reg at this point.
can I ask a question? This is kind of a mechanical question.
Yeah.
Literally. Is Tippy being that, like, is Tippy susceptible to this?
Yes, Tippy, in all respects, behaves just like a flesh and bone creature. So Tippy seems to do all those things that a regular flesh and blood creature seems to do.
Tippy is also asleep.
So Tippy falls on the floor, boom, and the light kind of goes dim. You start slapping everyone, Reg, and you start getting them up. Just make a fortitude save as Flopsy starts to rouse, as Miles starts to rouse. You're trying to, you've got that cloth over your
Is it
mouth.
still a +4?
Still +4.
29.
29. You're fine. As you get them up, what are you going to do? You're the only person that's still on your feet.
So
These
they're starting
two-
to rise?
They're starting to rouse, but they've fallen on the floor.
So I'm going to go, Reg is going to go and have a little look over at the table where he sees these feet propped up.
Okay.
Go on without me, Reggie. Save yourself.
As soon as you walk into a bit further, you can see that on the floor lying there is a girl, a young woman, just lying on the floor. Over her, you can see broken glass. You can see a flask that's sort of in her hand that's billowing this smoke that's coming out. And she's just on the floor, seemingly passed out.
Can I see a cork anywhere on the floor, like a lid or anything like
Make a
that?
perception check.
Yep, well, natural 19. So that gives me a 29.
On a 29, you see rolled just under one of the ledges. You know those kick plates that you have on the front of a bench? Just under there's a cork that seems to be the exact size for this particular vessel.
Cool. So I'll run to get the cork and stick it into the
Okay? And just one last
fort
fortitude
Here we go.
save.
So it all goes peak tong.
At this point, while he's doing that, Miles and Reggie, what are you doing? Miles and Flopsy, what are you guys doing?
I'd probably be waking Piera. I'd
Okay.
imagine.
Flopsy, what are you doing?
Flopsy's going to get the cat and then get out.
Okay. So you stand up, grab the cat, walk out into the street. You're waking Piera up, and you've got little Reg further inside, about 25 feet into the shop.
You want my fort save now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
16.
16. Is that with the +4?
That's for all of it, yeah.
You get a little lightheaded, but you stay on your feet.
Oh,
Meat's a pizza.
Cool. So I've got the lid.
Yep. And you jam it in.
Yep.
The smoke stops billowing out, but the remainder of it is still in the room.
Are there any windows? Do I see any windows around?
There's not too many. You see, I think this is the back entrance or of a workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no real windows.
Just the door that we came
just
in.
the
Is
door
that
that's
shut again,
around.
or have we left
No,
that
it's
open?
still open.
So
but imagine like a room full of fire smoke. It's still in here thick. It's been bellowing into this room for so long that it's not just a window opening's not just going to clear it out. You kind of have to give it some time to dissipate.
Okay, so I'll head back to where I can still see then, obviously with all this
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
So
It's hazy, but you can still see. And especially being a halfling, get down low and go.
seal the feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll head to where I see Flopsy and Miles's feet, if they're still there. If they're not, obviously I'll
No,
head
they've
out.
picked up. So you can see Flopsy's going to grab the cat.
Yeah.
He's at this point, you're kind of looking at her. You've stopped it. You look at Flopsy. He's got a cat in his
Of course,
hand,
she's still
heading
there.
for the door. And you can see Miles slapping Pierre a little harder than is reasonable.
Can I? Gee, how much?
I would not have been slapping her at all. I would have been just waking her up. I'd be stroking her head going, Piara, Piara.
Fuck off!
Oh, wow.
Pierre's like, oh, what?
Just-
oh, Miles, what's going on?
You fell asleep.
What did you do to me? Not a fucking again!
Wasn't me this time. It's the gas.
Is how much glass is around this girl under the table?
It's just as if a couple of mixtures. So you can see that the more that you're looking around on this bench, this is an alchemist's workshop.
Yep.
You can see the little vials that she was obviously mixing a tincture, and some of those things.
A what, sorry?
A tincture. A tincture. She was mixing together.
It's a thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Don't look at me like
No,
you're
I've
saying
just-
something
no,
wrong.
no, I've never heard of the word. I was just trying to get some clarification on whether that was actually English.
Yeah. Unlike you.
Oh.
She's mixing something together, and as she's fallen, obviously she's swiped across the table, and
And it's-
some of it's come
yep.
on the floor, but she's kept the one vial in her hand. It's in her open palm, but it
I
was,
guess what I'm asking is if I drag her across the floor, is she going to be dragged through the glass?
not enough that it's gonna like slice her to bits.
I'll slap her across the face.
Yeah. You slap her and she kind of rouses and groans a bit, but she doesn't wake up.
Okay, can I try and drag her out, or is that too much
Yeah.
now? Yep. What do we want?
All right. So, Flopsy, you continuing
Flopsy's
to
just
walk
getting
out?
good breath outside.
Yep. And Miles, are you going outside? Pierre is kind of
I would have told Pierre to go outside and I would have tried to help Reg.
okay.
With the woman? Of course you would.
So
Yeah.
you run in deeper into the shop. You start to help Reg grabbing
I
the
also
body.
shoved Tippy in my pocket.
And I need
It's a great image as well.
I need a fortitude save from each of you.
Natty 20.
Oh, nice! You are doing really well
I
with
am.
these fort
These
saves.
brand
Reg.
new dice from Roll for Initiative.
Can I touch them?
No.
I got a 14.
You got a 14.
Yep.
You think a 14 is enough? Just as the
Is that with the +4?
Yeah.
Ooh.
as the gas starts to dissipate in the shop, you think the 14 there is just enough oxygen that you are doing okay and you're still up. So you start to grab the girl, and in a moment, you start to grab the young lady. You start rescuing the fallen victim.
Sorry. Take 4.
I think he tinctured.
You ask consent, and she doesn't give it. So you leave her here.
So it's Sina Hancock. Do I have permission?
Do I have permission to
Just
touch
get
her?
me out of here.
In a round or two, you have this young lady out in the alleyway, and she is lying there, and eventually she rouses and she comes to. What? Oh no, I am in so much trouble.
Yes.
Dear lady, what was going on? Are you feeling better?
Well, on one hand, it worked. On the other hand, it didn't, I guess. I was making a sleeping gas.
Well, that definitely worked.
Yes. Is it still in there?
There's plenty of it in there, yeah.
Clearing out now.
Do you know this man, Bert?
I've never seen him in my life.
And this cat.
Do you know?
Oh, Esper, come here. And she picks up the cat, and the cat starts nuzzling against her. Esper, you're a good little girl.
Is that your cat?
Good on you. Did you come and get these lovely people to come and save me, Esper? Good on you.
Well,
Is it
no.
still matted in blood?
It's got a little blood on it. And she would probably see that and go, oh no, what happened? Esper, are you okay? And she starts,
He wasn't in a good state when we found him.
what happened to poor Esper?
Well, we were hoping you might be able to tell us that.
I do. Well, I was here in the shop, and Modo left for the evening.
Modo.
Yes,
We've met Modo.
Oh, you have. He went off with his friend.
They were discussing. I'm going to edit their book.
Yes. Well, he probably would have been doing something ridiculous. But he told me to lock up for the night, so I did. But before I did, I might have tried something he told me not to do.
Well, that's silly. You should always listen to your elders. They're full of good advice,
Yes. Oh.
especially one that could take down a dragon.
She kind of says, I'm in so much trouble when he finds about this.
How's he going to find out about it?
Well, I'm going to have to tell him. It's going to take a day at least for all that to dissipate.
Sorry, can we get back to the subject of the fact we found her cat hurt and injured with a man that's hurt and injured?
Just after we find out if there's
Was
a
that in
formula
character
book
then,
inside.
Yes,
All right.
yes. I don't really care if she gets in trouble from her wizardry master or whatever it is. I'm more interested in. So this cat, you think she was with you when you fell asleep when you were mixing the spell?
Yes.
He writes it down in his notebook.
Yes. The cat must have. The last thing I remember is as I was falling to the floor, the cat darting out the door.
I think you got yourself what is commonly known as a rescue cat. This cat has obviously gone to seek aid and has been waylaid on the way. Maybe this man was coming to help you.
You see the cat, just the fur on the back of the cat's neck, just up. The cat's claws come out.
Where's
and you
it
see
looking?
it looking straight at the
Okay,
alley
okay,
floor
okay.
at a rat.
Oh,
A rat that follows you down the alley, and it's
Bad kitty.
is that the...
it's okay. It's Esper. It's okay, Esper.
Hold your
it's
cat.
Okay.
Get the rat there, Miles, will you? That's the rat that's looking after us from...
Good kitty.
What's that guy's name?
I mean, it can look after itself. I don't want to really have to.
Righto.
Good kitty. Esper. And you
I've
see,
already got a bird in my pocket.
you see her
Just
stroke.
adding to the collection.
Bird in the hand is worth...
You see her stroke the cat, and you see a connection is obviously between the two of them, and that connection passes, and the cat calms down. You say, "It's okay, Esper. It's okay."
Do I kind of recognize that? Can I make it like a
You would
knowledge?
you would see it. You think she's got a very similar connection with the cat that you've got with Tippy.
Sorry, what was your name again? Did we ask that?
My name is Dasanara.
Dasanara. Your connection with your cat there. I've recently got a recent similar connection. Well, what seems like to be a similar connection with and I'll pull out Tippy out of my pocket. This thing.
Oh,
The toy.
Tippy would have been back up.
All right.
And working, back up and alive and moving around. She looks at you and she says, what is that rat?
I don't know about that. That's a rat that's following us to make sure we do a job.
Esper says that she can sense something about that rat. Something's different. Something's off. Something's not right.
Excuse me, lady. Are you able to actually talk to the cat?
I can communicate with him, yes.
Can you find
Also,
out
I
how
can
he got his
sense.
injuries? Because he was in a pretty bad way when we found him.
And she kind of sits down. You know from the familiar that she can't talk exactly with the
I mean,
the
I
cat.
can talk to my
She gets a sense of feeling from the cat, and she says, "Oh, it's some type of." As he ran out of here frantic, something happened. An accident. Something happened.
Maybe this is the cart driver and that caused the accident with the horses.
It's possible, but quite the long bow.
As you say that, make a perception check.
25 for Reg.
Yep.
20.
Flopsy
Flopsy's got 20.
9.
for Miles.
Yep.
Okay.
Because he's staring at the girl.
Just at her boobs. My eyes are up here. It's at that moment that you're kind of drawing some of that together, and you see plus magical dagger, fine clothes. That could actually track a little bit. And you kind of start going, that could be a plausible thing. Like, obviously, he's not dressed as a noble, but he's dressed well enough that he could work for a noble.
I think you're onto something here, Miles. I was thinking the cat was involved in the fighting pits that the guy with the rats was talking about.
Well, the rat fighting pit.
I'm sorry, fighting pits?
I've said too much.
What do you mean, fighting pits?
Oh, we heard about okay. So she kind of, because it kind of brings her in closer, being that she said
Yes.
to do it such.
Get your hands off me.
That rat is so that rat, we met his friend, his owner, Kudzu, and he had heaps of rats, like thousands of rats. And he said we needed to find who was stealing his family, his friends, his other rats. And we've tracked it down to a fighting pit somewhere here that we're going to try and look.
In the old town, I believe, is the.
There's a piper, apparently.
A fighting. Oh, perhaps you should go to the Silver Lily. And once you're there, if you are discreet and you're well mannered, obviously none of you are ship's captains, are you?
I can be.
Yeah, I mean, it is for ship's captains, but perhaps if you knock on the door and very discreetly and very politely ask for Lady Nadeau, she always seems to know what's going on. She might be able to tell you what's happening.
Okay, so politely, so that counts Flopsy out.
Can I ask a question, though?
Sure.
This Kudzu,
Yes,
he wasn't wearing rags, was he?
he was. Yes.
Oh, we're talking about the old druid.
Oh dear.
What do you know?
We have an old druid that lives in the sewers.
Why would he?
Is that the start of a limerick?
It's got to live somewhere, doesn't he?
What? He didn't seem like a very nice man.
Well, he's probably not very happy if his rats are getting.
Well,
What do you know of Kudzu? Tell us everything you know.
He's a homeless druid, or the sewer-dwelling druid.
well, we have a few hours left to find this piper, or he's going to release all his rats upon the town.
Again, perhaps Lady Nadeau could tell you a little bit more.
Fair enough. Just maybe if you go find your master and we tell him where he was down over at the lighthouse the last time we saw him.
Oh, yes.
Tell him what's happened and just tell him to be prepared in case we fuck up.
What?
Is Bert still here? Is he looking confused?
Bert's still here. Bert's kind of looked towards her. Bert's like stroking the cat a little bit, and she kind of looks at Bert, and she says, "Look,
Don't worry, Bert. I know who you are now. We'll deal with you next."
perhaps I should take this man back to the Inn of No Hope, and we should get him the scene to, and we can.
Oh, I know exactly where he goes.
Bert,
Where's that?
Well,
To sleep.
Bert, have you ever heard of a man called Baron Winifred Stanley?
What?
Have you ever heard of a man called Baron Winifred Stanley?
No, I don't. No.
Princess Mara Varjan Ray.
What a name.
I know. The number of times you said that, I've gone, is that actually the name in the book?
Yes, it is.
Great.
No. What?
Are you perchance friends with a gargoyle?
Well, no, and he's just looking more and more confused. You see his hand go to his head. You see his eyes kind of glaze over, and she grabs him and she just props him up a little bit, and she says, "Perhaps I should take care of this one."
sure.
Piara, can you pass on the directions to Lady Mara's residence? Perhaps this man could walk over and be identified. See if it is that. If it is that, she would know.
They have a little conversation, and she obviously points her in the direction of the Garden of Opulent Splendor.
You
The
guys
Garden
just
of
didn't
Opulent Splendor, not Slender. it's a different sugar district. Dasanara says that she would accompany Bert, as you're calling him, to that place, and she says, "Look, you carry on. Thank you, Night Watch. You have helped me to no end."
Desanara, one other question.
Yes.
Are you doing alchemist things in there? Is there a formula book that perhaps we might trade?
There is. I wouldn't go in there right now.
No. If I came back another day and perhaps talked to Master Nodo, not Nodo, Master Modo.
Yes.
Is it your book or the Master's? Or
Well, Master Modo is the head alchemist of this region. He is my master. Perhaps you could talk to him about it. Oh no! And then she kind of palms her forehead.
perhaps
I've left the recipe in there as well. Oh, there's
perhaps
no
I can put a
getting
good
out of
word
this.
in for you if you put a good word in for me.
She says, "Yes, perhaps. Look, perhaps come back on the morrow or the next day, whenever. Oh, I'm in so much trouble. And you see her shut the door and kind of lock the door a little bit. And she gets the cat. Come on, Esper, let's get this Bert, is it? Home. Yes. Oh, my head. Oh,
As they walk away, I'm
I
like,
just want to sleep.
Flopsy, we could have gotten a reward for returning the guard to that pompous windbag.
Hold on, lady. There's a... Damn it, they've gone now.
You just didn't want me to see Lady Mara again.
Oh, I don't mind. Could have got a reward for that too.
Okay, let's continue on.
So we want to go to the Silver Lily then.
Yes,
perhaps.
I guess let's to Silver Lily and let's figure out what. Let's talk to this Lady Nodo.
Pretty hard to find a costume to dress you up as a ship's captain now.
I'm just going to be polite. Just yeah.
I think that's
As we
that's
always
a mistake. Hey, you're a ship's captain. You're not going to be polite, are you?
She said to be polite.
Is there a knowledge check
True,
we can
she-
do on the Silver Lily or Lady Nodo?
The Silver Lily, as you know, and you've been told, is a place where ship's captains go. It's a place of joy for ship's captains, and really the general populace don't go anywhere near there. It's not a pub or anything that you have to be a ship's captain to get in there.
Wasn't this one of the places we were told to avoid?
Was it?
I think it was.
Was it?
No, it's said to go past, but don't get too involved.
And you start to walk away from the alchemy shop. Modo, you've met Modo. You're starting to join the dots on some of the events of this night. This night is a little bit crazy. Even Piero looks at you and goes, I don't think that this is supposed to be this. They were talking about something going wrong all night. Someone mentioned, people pulling flares, and they've never had this many of the night watch pull out.
I told you we should have pulled the flare.
Something's going on, they think. I'm not sure.
Can I just say my intelligence score is 10. I'm not joining any dots at the moment.
Your other party members are.
Yeah, good. Somebody spell out for me.
It is the age of Aquarius. All the flares are out.
Nice.
I guess that. What are we doing?
We are going to complete this night with no casualties, and we are going to get promoted, and we will never have to do this shitty run again.
I'd love to become a member of the watch. That'd be fantastic. Just get a pay rise, get a bit of job security, get a place in the barracks. I've always, they can't fire you if you're a bit late or you do something wrong or.
Should we just head on to the Silver Lily?
Yes, that's where we're going. That's why we're walking and talking,
Yes. Oh, Flopsy,
Well, I'm running because
Flopsy.
I've only got little legs.
do you see that the ocean's right there?
Yes.
This is the waterfront.
That's where the
Hang on a
water meets
second.
the front.
But we were in the back alley. That's the water back.
And she has a bit of a laugh. You start heading down there. You can see the docks. There's some ships on the docks. You come in and out of a few different houses. And she's like, look, we should probably patrol. We'll get to the Silver Lily in a little while. It's right down at the back. And she points to you. You can see on the wall leading back into the main part of Absalom, you can see a tower with a flag on top of it. She says, Silver Lily, I believe, is just below there. I've never been there before in my life, but it's just that way. But we should probably just do a little bit of walking around here just before that.
Okay. You haven't been to Silver Lily before?
No, I don't really come down to the docks. Like, I know that you think that I know my way around. I don't know where you come from, but this place is quite large and I don't go everywhere. I've been to the fish market before.
So the place I am from, the main town, is the size of the fish market.
Oh, that explains a lot about
Yeah.
you, Miles.
Yes. Yeah. I was saying I'm from a country town. I mean, we got lots of
Over
land,
and over again.
but it's just beats.
and you
Beats
say
as far
that
as the eye
too.
can see.
Sick beats.
It's all about the beats.
Piara,
Yes.
can you name some of the boats that the captains might be in? The captains who may be in the Silver Lily, can you name some of the boats that we'll see here so I can maybe make a reference when we meet them?
She looks you in the eye. She says, Flopsy, they're written on the side of the boat. Just read them yourself.
We don't even need to lie. I spent some time on a boat just this night.
So I'll just take note of a couple of the ships as we walk past the names of the ships.
Yeah, you see a couple of ships there.
The rusty tool.
I was trying to put Justin on the spot.
Oh, you want some names of the ships? There's a ship here called the Jaded Dipshit, the Fuck Off Brett, That's a favourite of
The
mine.
flibbity gibbet.
The Flibbity Gibbet is a great name for a ship. There is a ship called the Flibbity Gibbet. You can see the names
Oh,
of
it should
ships
be the flibbity jigget.
going on. I can see what you're prepping here, Brett, but you got to know. Pretending to be a ship's captain is a fool's errand.
I'm not going to try that. I'm trying to understand if they're ship captains and go, I've seen your boat. Right.
You know how I'm going to win them over? With the tale of us beating the Kelpie. It's a sea monster that they've probably heard about and maybe have encountered, and we defeated one just this night.
They may also like the fact that we've helped Bull Clutha.
Maybe. So, let's patrol this area quickly and then head over to the
Perception checks.
Oh, that's not too good.
Lucky dice. All right, Flopsy, what was your perception check?
13.
Ooh,
Reg?
not bad. 13.
well.
Is that what you said? Not bad. 'Cause
not
it's the
bad.
same. What about you, Miles?
I rolled a natty 18, which takes me to 17.
All right. And did you roll for Piera?
Yeah, she rolled an 8.
Okay. Piera does not have an excellent perception, but it's better than all of yours. So that actually goes to a 13 for her.
Oh, 3 13s.
Nice. What's your perception modifier?
I'm at 6.
What's
5.
5?
So Piera's on
Yeah.
a 5.
10.
Oh, yeah. We've been through this before, haven't we? Miles, you hear a sound coming up from the street, just a little kind of a thud.
Guys, I heard noise up ahead. Thud. Like a body hitting the floor.
Yeah, just
Or someone.
Beatboxing.
No wonder you heard it. It's beats.
It might be Tom Thumb. I think Tom Thumb's up ahead.
He's back with his sick beats.
Let's go.
you hear a sound that sounds like a bit of a sound. Stop laughing at me. It's not a beatbox. You hear a sound
It
like
just changed from the original noise. Now it's changed again. That's 3
Yeah,
different
'cause
noises we've heard.
I
now.
tried to change it after
Can I
every
take
time
another-
you've laughed
Can I
at
make
me.
another perception check?
I
'Cause
can
there's
hear
3 noises.
someone up there falling down some stairs.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear that? Oh, a building's falling on Reg. Another runaway cart, and he can't jump out of the way in time.
If it only
Hey,
hits
I should
Brett,
get a reflex save for that at least. Eh?
Yeah.
If
Oh, your reflex save. It's too big for such a halfling. In this day and age, the steam cart just moves forwards.
let's go check out that noise.
Agreed. Let's go.
We
What
rush
noise?
to it.
What did it sound like?
All right, let's go. Quick,
We're going. I'm
put
off.
Put the sign in the lantern. Put the sign in the lantern.
Send the flare up?
No.
You got the lantern, Flopsy.
Have I?
Yes, you took it off me when.
I'll put the blue thing in the lantern. Let's try and do that while I'm walking or running or carry
Okay,
on.
you start moving forward. Flopsy starts putting the little bit of glass inside the lantern as you're moving.
Are we near the Silver Lily at this point?
No.
Right, okay.
Tippy, make Eeyore noises.
You get to the edge of an area where you can see an alley branch off. Just make another perception check. All right, Miles, what'd you get?
5.
What did you get, Reg?
24.
Excellent. And what did you get, Flopsy?
21.
And Piera
13.
with the +5?
Yeah.
Consistently.
She is
Piera,
consistent.
consistently.
Out of the corner of your eye, you're kind of looking around down the alley where the mist doesn't seem to, because it's so shielded in there, the mist's a little bit more open. You can see down the alley a bit more. You think you saw a figure out of the corner of your eye darting around what looked like an L shape part of the alley. So the alley goes down and then L's off to what would be your right, about 40 foot down.
Guys, I just saw somebody move down there.
Okay, let's go. Tippy, cast light. Follow that figure.
Yep. Light cast.
Then it takes off.
And it takes off. So Tippy starts flying down. What's Tippy's speed?
Movement 30 feet. So it's the same. Never mind.
Okay. So
Tippy, don't worry about it.
But as the bird flies.
It's true.
it's not a crow, so it can't move that fast. You all start moving down the alleyway. 30 foot passes. You get about 10 foot from the edge. You hear some sounds down the edge. You hear like rattling of crates, and you hear a muffle of noise. As you round the edge of the alleyway, you look there and you can see 3 standing figures over a figure that's prone on the ground, kneeling over it. One of them is rustling through the figure's clothes, obviously trying to take what's on the figure, and the other 2 have barrels in their hand, Donkey Kong style, about 40 feet away, and they begin
Halt
to
in
roll,
the name of the watch.
and they begin to roll the barrels down. However, initiative will tell us Who goes in which order?
I'm so going to sleep strike one of these guys with the barrel above their head. Maybe not.
I've sunk so much into my initiative modifier, and every time I roll for initiative,
This is what I'm saying. What do you do when the
You
dice
got-
are against you?
You got the initiative on Master Draco on that fight.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
did.
No, I
And-
didn't get it. He just stuffed it up worse than I did.
You were in mid-20s on
Do you
that.
want to
That's
know
good.
what you did first round though?
Go on,
Actually, no. First round you tripped him
I did, yeah.
Trip and
and then
miss.
punched yourself.
Oh, that was right. I did. didn't I?
Yeah, he also fumbled on his first round, I believe, as well. Anyway, let's not reminisce right there. Miles McCarthy, what did you get for your initiative roll?
12.
Good, good.
What did you get, Reg?
8.
What did you get, Flopsy?
16.
Good old Flopsy.
And Piera?
Natty 5.
Natty 5 puts her below you. Yes, that gives her a 7. And the barrels above the guys' heads fly at you, rolling down about 40 feet. You can see these barrels that are full of whatever, which carries their momentum down the end of the alleyway. Each of you is in the point of this. Each of you gets a reflex save to see if you can avoid the barrel by jumping out of the
say-
way, jumping over it, jumping around it, making sure that you are not being struck by it. All right, reflex saves, please, to see if you can jump out of the way.
Flopsy got a 22.
Yo.
As never before, Flopsy jumps out of the way of a barrel. Like he grabs his tail and
You
steps
jump-
to the left.
You jumped the barrel with a badoing.
He doesn't actually jump. He just looks where they're coming. He just steps right in the perfect spot where the barrels will walk past.
Awesome.
drive
Reg?
past him.
Reg does a backflip as he comes into the path of the barrel with a 16 on the reflex.
16 on a reflex. You avoid successfully any barrels that go in to hit you. Miles.
Piera rolled a natty 12.
Yes. Piera, that will give Piera enough that she just sidesteps back down into the alley that you came from, out of the way of the barrels.
And I'm assuming Miles is just going to try and catch it with a 7.
Miles attempts to catch it with a 7, which does not avoid any damage. A barrel comes
Catch it with his
bounding
face.
into Miles, causing 2 points of damage. And Miles, you are knocked prone.
Did you try a reflexive sleep strike on the barrel?
So it knocks you over as you get hit by this barrel, and you see two of the figures standing there. They've just thrown the barrels and they take cover behind some crates down the end of the alleyway. This alleyway is a dead end, though.
That hurt you shits.
Yeah. Flopsy, it's your go.
How spread out are the gentlemen down the alleyway, and
The-
how far away
The
from
alleyway's
spread
about the alleyway's about 15 foot wide,
Mm.
but they're about 40 foot down the end.
And one on either side, did you say?
No, they're both hunkered on the same side. They're all hunkering sort of on the on your left hand side.
So Flopsy's going to walk 30 feet down while pulling a scroll out of his bag
Yep.
and cast that spell from that scroll down the alleyway.
Sounds mysterious.
They can all make a save.
What kind of save, Brett? I need more information, like casting the spell. It's all great when you give me mystery, but it's not much fun for me to try and figure some rules out. So tell me what spell it is, what's going on.
It's a will save, thank you, unless they've got spell resistance.
It's going to blow.
Man, if we hit things with spell resistance now, it's not good.
Well, that's not bad. That is a 13, 14, and a 15.
They're
By the
all-
number of dice I'd hit, I think that was 4.
What spell is it?
They're all okay. You've seen it before, but not without different coloured sand colour spray from a scroll.
Okay. So color spray goes off down the alley. You see flickering lights erupt from Flopsy's hand as he does a cone, I guess, to try and get all of them in. They are all hiding behind things. And the color spray does not seem to affect any of them. Miles, what are you going to do? You're prone at this point,
How far away am I from them?
about 40 feet.
Okay, I'm going to stand up
Yep.
and sleep strike.
Okay. How far can you sleep strike?
Oh,
Thought that was 30 foot.
that's 30 foot, yeah.
Yeah,
You
break
doing
your
Flopsy?
character.
Yeah.
To play my character.
Half move to stand up, right?
It's a move action to stand up. You got a move action.
Okay, I move 30 feet down the thing.
Okay, so you move side by side with Flopsy. So you two are standing down the alley. You see these crooks behind, hunkered behind some crates and stuff, all in the same area.
Stop in the name of the watch.
Reg, what are you up to?
I move. No, I mean. So I'll. It's free action to draw a weapon. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah, camera out, and I'm going to double
Well,
move.
it's a free action while you're moving.
Yeah. So I'm double moving.
If you've got a +1 base attack bonus.
Can I ask a question?
Do you have a +1 base attack?
I
you don't.
Not, no.
So no, for you, Reg, it is not a free action
It's
while
a
you're
move action.
moving. It's
Okay, so I
its own
draw
move.
and then I move up.
Okay, so you draw and you move up.
20 feet.
So you move 10 foot behind your two companions who are further up the alleyway.
So I have a question for Reggie because I've been.
If it's a rule-based one, don't.
I've just been thinking about it when you say I draw my weapon. And I just would like to know how a karma is sheathed because it's got a big chain on the end, right?
No, a karma with a chain.
Yep.
Or a karma. It's two different
you have
weapons.
two different
Yeah,
ones.
I think there was a whole thing when we were building the character because he's a small-based character wouldn't give me the reach.
Right.
No?
No.
Shit. Because it's a small-based weapon, it goes from 10 feet to 5 foot reach because it's a small weapon, and then consequently that's just a normal threat range. Because
No,
that's going to really open the game up for me if
no,
I can have a
karma
reach
still
tripping.
has the same. A reach weapon is still a reach weapon for a small character.
So, like that,
All right. Cool.
without the chain.
And Piera, it's her miraculous go. Piera steps from beside the adjoining L-shaped alleyway that she gets. She draws her staff and she says, "You stay right there." He said, "Don't move." And she moves. She also moves up the alleyway. So she comes and stops beside you. So the three of you are kind of a physical barrier in the alleyway, so they can't get anywhere. And she looks up at you, Flopsy, who's in the center, and she says, "At least they can't escape from here.
Oh,
Not getting past us now."
Why would you say such a thing?
And it's the enemy's go. The enemy, lit up by the light that Tippy exudes from Tippy's eyes. One of them you can see pulls up a grate in the floor, opens the gate. Two of them turn, look at you and go, "It's not fucking worth it." And they jump down. One of them jumps straight down. The second one jumps straight down into the sewers. And you can see the third one sort of sitting there kind of with the grate in hand, looking at you guys, but he can't do much more this round than be there.
I want to go down there. There's a really angry man with a lot of rats.
Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Flopsy's going to look at Madame Piara and go, "Stop, in the name of the law." Oops, I forgot to say it. And then he's going to wait for Reggie and Miles to get in up to the grate and decide what he'll do once they are in position.
Okay, Miles, what are you doing?
He's going to run up to the guy in the grate
Yep.
and he's going to sleep strike him.
Okay. So this is to hit him. You're actually doing some damage. You're actually punching him.
Yep. I probably shouldn't have because it would have been better if I didn't. But let's see. That's a 14 to hit.
You miss him. So you're standing base to base. You swing at him, and
Even though he's holding onto a grate.
and you just miss.
Mm.
Yeah. So you walk up to him, you swing at him, and he just sort of moves out of the way. The grate's in the way. You get a bit confounded by that. Reg, what are you going to do?
Reg is going to... How far away is he?
From you, he's 20 feet, but he's also now base to base. So there's a crate there that they were hiding behind. So technically, Miles is now in the only position that doesn't give him cover. He's got cover against you. You can stand next to Miles, but the crate's kind of in the way and providing a bit of cover for him.
Okay, so Reg will run around him and drop down the hole.
So if you imagine it, they're in the corner of an alleyway. There's a crate that is in front. So the hole is in the very corner. He's holding open the alleyway, standing in the middle of the 15-foot alleyway, kind of that 15 part. And there's a crate that's right next to it that's blocking off the other side.
So really my options are hit him with cover.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do that then.
If you want to go through him, you can tumble through.
Tumble through.
Yeah, why not? I haven't tried that before. Let's do that.
Okay.
Tumble through. And that's why we don't try that. No, 22 on the
A 22.
acrobatics.
So on a 22 acrobatics check, you roll past him. He kind of tries to block put his foot out. You just dip straight past it and you're straight down the hole. Make another acrobatics check as you fall 20 feet.
Not a reflex?
No, it's an acrobatics check to keep your footing.
12. To be fair, Reg didn't expect it to be a 20-foot drop.
Well,
Was there no ladder to grab? I mean, these guys just dropped through.
why would you? Well, you're in the mark.
Do you land on two other guys?
Just a bunch of rats.
All right, Reg, you fall straight down the 20-foot. It technically, when you say a 15-foot, that's what it is, because the last 5 of it is the smelly stink rot of sewer wastage.
So I'm submerged in sewer.
The actual smell of sewerage water in here is overpowering, and you land straight in the middle of the sewer where all of the waste would probably land. That's what this grate's for. And
Beautiful.
you're in the water. You keep your footing on that with that roll, but you are kind of in the water. How tall exactly are you?
5 feet.
Yeah, so you're on there and your head's sort of just above the water, but you're almost completely covered by muck and water. And you can see two of the guys have dropped down. They've climbed up the edge of the
Are
sewer.
they equally covered in shit?
Equally covered in
Good.
shit, but you can see them fleeing into the darkness.
So I'm getting the feeling this is going to be a really gross Jason Statham transporter scene coming up next.
yeah, it's kind of like that
Yeah,
a little
great,
bit.
great.
And Piera looks at you. She walks up, and even with the crate in her way, she takes a swing at this thing with her quarterstaff. Can you please roll for subdual damage? She's going to
That's
try
a 15 on the dice.
a 15 with a -4 because she's trying to do subdual damage. That
Oh,
is
no.
not going to be enough. The crate impedes her so much that she can't hit this guy.
Flopsy will have a turn then. Flopsy will walk up to the man,
Uh-huh.
pulling out his gas bow,
Yes.
point at his head and go, "Stop, do not move. You've been warned."
Okay, make a intimidate check.
Stop. Make it. Intimidate of -1.
So you've actually
Oh.
encouraged him
Yeah.
to keep moving.
Yeah, you kind of pull your gas bow out and stick it straight in the back of Pierre's head because that's really the only place that you're like, stop, or the girl gets it. That leads us to the enemy's go. The enemy that's right in front of you just takes this moment to drop straight down into the water. Reg, you're below him. I'm just going to see if he can avoid
Piara get an attack of opportunity.
where
Yeah, do we all
you
get attacked?
where you are. Piara does not because he has cover and he's withdrawn. He's
Just going to land on my
Jumping
spiky
down.
camera as I'm pointing it up towards
just
him.
jumping down.
Is that what you call it?
Mm.
So withdrawing from where he is, he drops down into the water. He lands right next to you, Reg. He keeps his feet as well. He's a little bit above. And with his second move action, he moves off to the side to climb up out of the muck. You get an attack of opportunity.
Fucking right, I do. Can I trip him in the shit?
It's an interesting thing that you are in. Technically, you should be swimming, I would say. But yeah, go for an attack of opportunity.
Can I trip him?
You can try and trip him.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that so well with a 13.
13 isn't enough to get him.
I didn't
That's
think it would be.
his CMD is much more than that. And he kind of gets to the side, climbs up out and moves a little further down the sewer. Miles, what are you going to do?
Reggie, is it worth me jumping down there?
No. Get me out of this shithole.
That's definitive.
Quite literally.
I dig. Is there a ladder or
There's no ladder
I dig through Decaf's bag for a rope?
for a rope. Sure. So you spend a round pulling out a rope.
Yep.
Cool. Reg?
I'll wait for the rope to come down.
Okay.
Can I see the guys?
yeah, they've fled into the
How
darkness.
far away are they?
How far can you see? Have you got dark vision at all?
No.
No, they probably would have fled off into the darkness.
So hang on. The first guy came down, did his one move to get down, one move to get up. Is he still?
So the first two are definitely out
Yeah,
of
the
out of
last
range.
guy.
The last guy basically is a free drop, so he still has movement left after he drops down because he was literally over the top of the hole to get down. So
Okay.
he drops and then he gets up to the side. So you could probably see him on the edge of the darkness, but you'd have to get out and then pursue him.
I can't throw a shuriken at him.
You can try and throw a shuriken at him.
That's what I'm saying. How is he over 20 feet away, or is it 10? Hang on, let's have a look.
No, he'd be. Let's say he's 20 feet away from you.
You're gonna go get it back if you miss.
I'm worried about getting it right.
I don't want it. Luckily, he's not a blow dart character.
Go on, let's go. Okay, natural 18 on the roll.
Oh, nice.
Gives me a 23.
A 23 is going to strike true.
That's when you're tracing shurikens, right? It's got GPS built into it.
Burning ones. Yeah.
Bing, bing. It's got a light that flickers.
2 points of damage
2 points of damage.
and an infection.
That's true.
2 points of damage. Where do you strike him?
Right in the back of the calf.
So you get him in the back of the calf and he kind of limps and you see him continuing to move. in that kind of hoppy limp that you
I
do.
didn't see that because as I threw it and it span, it flicked a piece of shit back in my face.
Piera grabs the rope off you and says, "Okay, let's lower it down." Drops the rope down. Flopsy.
Flopsy goes to check the man on the floor.
The man on the floor is he's quite a well-dressed person. He's got a large lump that's emerging from his forehead where he's been clobbered over the head to unconsciousness. And he's sitting there kind of groaning a little bit, but he's not dead, he's not dying, but he's unconscious.
Knocked out.
Knocked out.
Check him out. See if I can find any distinguishing papers, anything about him on his person.
Oh,
Pat him
so you
down.
start searching him.
Pat him down. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you start looking for something on him. It's not like modern day where people
Oh, no.
generally keep
Oh, no.
a wallet or forms of identification. You do see
I didn't say what I was looking for.
Nobles might have signet rings.
a little signet on his lapel.
Yep.
And on the lapel, it looks like he's it's got like a sheet almost, like a textile trader. It looks like he's in the textile business.
Cool.
And, his clothes are made quite well.
Cool.
Enemy. The third enemy character looks at you, spits on the ground, Reg, and continues off into the darkness.
Fuck you, copper.
He'd probably say something along those lines.
Why is Miles saying that?
And disappears. Miles is saying that into Piera's face. Fuck you, copper. Yeah, he looks, spits on the floor, runs down the tunnel into the darkness as the darkness envelops him. Reg, can you just at this moment in time, just give me a little bit of a perception check?
A little bit, or
Not all of it, just half
just-
of it or
just-
something.
There's going to be a shit dial.
This is the
Crocodile.
time where you say only the tip.
perception.
Yeah, just a perception check, please.
29.
29.
I stink, I know.
Your eyes are watering. Your clothes are soiled beyond recognition.
Inside
And you're
and
kind of
out.
looking at him. You're upset with yourself because you've let these miscreants go. You're kind of looking down when all of a sudden a piece of light just pierces the darkness and illuminates two yellow eyes just above the top of the water. As you can see a scaled hide
Oh, fuck.
with eyes just sitting there
How far
looking
away?
at you, probably about 15 foot away and
Flopsy!
getting a bit closer.
Get me out of here!
And we'll continue this next game.
It's got to be a rat, right? It's got to be one of the rats that live down here that's on your side. Surely.
Oh. I really thought I was going to land on the guys, not in a big pile of shit.
There's always a bigger fish.